Yeah, I remember always feeling like why are we suffering? Why is things so hard? Why is my mum going through this? So I had this empathy as a child, which is why I felt I have to do something about this. But I don't know whether it was fresh in my memory in terms of the comparison. I think I would ask, like, where are our uncles and aunties? Like, it just felt like we were alone, which is what bonded us. So my family are a little codependent. Because we just had each other and we didn't have entertainment. We couldn't watch TV. There was no electricity. So my mum really kind of cultivated us being together. And it just felt like all of a sudden we're in this new country, we're struggling, and we only have each other. We don't have any aunties, uncles, dad's not here. So it just felt like, yeah, this is just really hard all of a sudden, and this isn't fair. And why are we going through this? So there was a sense that something's not right about this.
I've talked to a lot of people. I love, rags to riches stories. I've talked to a lot of people about that, raised in South Philly or raised in the worst part of New York or Houston or, like, raised in Compton in LA, and with four or five brothers or eight brothers or 10 brothers and sisters. And I always ask them about exposure, because you're in this world, you're in this bubble of the stuff, right? The poor black community. You're only going to work at McDonald's or sell drugs or whatever. So the exposure isn't the best. You know what I mean? You're not getting exposed. Now you had a little bit of it early. Your siblings didn't, but what was that like trying to fight your way out of something without really a vision of what's better out there, especially for your siblings and stuff? How did you lead them to a different sort of mindset, a different sort of exposure that they could focus on?
I did a lot of things I didn't want to do, was firstly the case. I wanted to be a singer and dancer, and my mum was like, if you don't go to uni, your siblings won't. I was like, okay, pick my course. And she picked a course at random, and I went to college and hated it and got through it. But I think university was really big for me because that was the first time I put myself in a diverse environment with lots of different people from lots of different backgrounds. And just kind of hearing their stories was like, oh, everyone's not going through this. Oh, there could be another way. And then in my second year of university, I was able to secure one of the highest paid internships in a mutual funds company. And that was enlightening for me in a number of ways. So I was put in the IT department, but I got to see the business side. So I would come in at 8 a.m., but then there were traders that were working before me. And maybe because I had this motivation to get out of the circumstance, I would walk up to their office and be like, why are you guys playing golf in the middle of the day? What do you do? And they would tell me, and they were like, "Oh, the market's open at the same certain time, and this is what we do." And then I'll say, "How much you earn?" And they'll say, "Anywhere between 300 to 1 million a year." And I was like, "Oh, I want to be a trader," and that's how I started. Like, if they can do it, what is the difference between them and me? I can do it. And I got my first mentor from that organization. He didn't know that he was going to be my mentor at that time. I think he enjoyed my the confidence I walked around with, and he came and he was like, "Who are you?" And we started talking. And after I graduated university and when I eventually started my business, probably about 8 years after, I reached out to him and said, "Hey, I've gone alone and I need someone to just check in with. Would you be open?" He said, "Absolutely." So he met with me. He recently died, unfortunately, from brain cancer, but he would meet up with me once every month. And he said that was, he grew up in a all white neighborhood and he's married to a white woman. And so seeing me be so ambitious and want something different for myself made him feel like he wanted to give back to me. So I'm super grateful for that. But until I went to university in that organization, I didn't know what was possible. And that was like my first breakout. And it's continued to expand from there.